Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we dive into episode 6 of Affair. After her conversation with Ek at the bar, Plang left him behind, her mind heavy with the weight of their exchange. That night while Plang and Wan lay on the bed, Plang, unable to hold back, asks softly, "Are you really filing for divorce?" Wan, without hesitation, smirks. "Where did you hear that? You've been talking to Ek, haven't you?" Plang, uneasy, replies, "He said you found someone new, and that's why you want a divorce." Wan's expression hardens. "Even if there was no one new, I'd still leave him." Plang, feeling a mix of pity and fear for Ek, and she adds, "He's desperate. He said if he found out who your new lover is he will kill him." Wan raised her eyebrows and laughed, unfazed. "He's all bark, no bite." "I'm not so sure," Plang said softly. He seemed serious. "What if he really does something?" Wan leaned in closer, her face just inches from Plang's. Wan teases, "Are you scared?" Plang tries to steady herself. "Why should I be?" Wan smirks, "Yes. Why would you be? Are you the one I'm dating?" Then, just as quickly, she pulled away, mocking Plang's tension. Plang turned her head, trying to act indifferent. "I'm just worried about you. Ek will eventually find out you lied about having someone new." Wan smirked. "Who said it was a lie?" Plang froze, her mind racing. Before she could respond, Wan brought her face even closer. "You're pretending again," Wan whispered, pressing a soft kiss to Plang's cheek. Plang flinched. "What are you doing?" "I'm trying to feel you, to smell you," Wan said, her voice a low murmur. "I don't feel comfortable with this." "You will soon enough," Wan whispered, her arms pulling Plang closer. Plang wanted to resist, but instead, they ended up cuddling in the bed. Despite herself, Plang felt a strange comfort settle in. The next day, Plang couldn't stop thinking about Wan. What kind of friends were they now? They had been close since they were kids, but everything felt different. Could acting on these feelings ruin everything? She wondered. Would I even be a real partner? Or just another fling? That afternoon, as Plang practiced her piano, the doorbell rang. When she opened the door, she was stunned. Standing there was Aunt Vi, Wan's mother, a woman she hadn't seen in 13 years. They stood there, silent, until Plang broke the awkward tension. "Long time no see, Aunt Vi. How have you been?" "I'm fine, and you, Plang?" Aunt Vi's eyes lingered on her. "You look just the same." Plang forced a smile, trying to act normal. "Are you here to see Wan? She'll be home later. Can I get you some water?" "No need," Aunt Vi said quickly, then changed the subject. "So, why are you here?" Plang hesitated. "Wan invited me over for dinner." But she didn't want to stay now that Aunt Vi was here. "Actually, I just remembered I have something urgent to do. I have to go." She made her exit, leaving Aunt Vi alone. Outside, as she waited for a taxi, a sleek car pulled up beside her. The window rolled down, revealing Ek. "Plang," he called out, "get in." On the drive, Plang asked, "Are you here to see Wan?" Ek glanced at her. "Did you see her mother?" Plang realized Aunt Vi's visit had something to do with Ek. "Are you asking her for help?" "I had no choice. I asked you for help and you refused. So now, I'm going to her." Plang shook her head. "Why do you think Aunt Vi can help? She's her mother. Maybe Wan will listen to her." Plang sighed. "You're putting too much pressure on Wan. The more you push, the more she'll push back." Ek's face tightened. "I'm out of options. If Aunt Vi can't help, then I'm done." Plang stayed quiet. She could sense Ek's desperation, and it pained her to see him like this. After a moment, she asked softly, "What will you do if Aunt Vi can't help?" Ek was silent, staring out the window. At the hotel, Plang often saw Ek drinking alone at the bar, lost in his misery. One evening, as her shift ended, she found him there again, his eyes red from crying. She walked over and sat beside him. "You should stop this. It's pathetic." Ek looked at her with tear-filled eyes. "Drink with me." "No," Plang said firmly, "Wan will smell it." Ek let out a bitter laugh. "Are you sharing a bed with her?" The question, though casual, made Plang uncomfortable. Yes, I am." "That's good. I have only shared a bed with her twice since we got married. What kind of husband am I?" With a sharp crash, Ek threw his glass to the floor, the sound echoing like the shattering of their marriage. Plang leaned closer. "This isn't helping you." Ek's voice broke. "Her mother couldn't help either. She told me Wan has someone new, and that she loves him. She said if I don't leave, they'll take me to court. How could she do this to me?" Plang felt a stab of guilt. Was it because of her? She didn't know what to say, but she wanted to help. "If I can get you and Wan to talk, will you stop this?" Ek looked at her in surprise. "You would do that?" "I can arrange for you two to talk, but you have to accept whatever decision Wan makes." Ek's face lit up with hope. "Really? You'll do that?" "Yes," Plang said quietly, "but you have to respect the outcome." "I will. I'll do anything," Ek said, pulling her into a grateful hug. "You don't have to thank me," Plang murmured, unsure if she was doing the right thing. At the condo, Plang and Wan are lying together, comfortable and close. Juan rests her head on Plang's stomach and smiles. You smell really nice today, she says. But Plang is distracted, thinking about how to get Ek and Juan to talk. Should she just be honest, or let things unfold naturally? Juan senses her distraction and asks, "What's on your mind? Is it about my mom?" Plang laughs softly. No, your mom's not stressing me out. You're overthinking it. Juan sighs. Of course I'm worried. The last time she said something, you left. I don't want you running off again. Plang hugs Juan and reassures her, that's not going to happen. Your mom hasn't changed. She's still the same. Juan narrows her eyes. Really? Then what are you thinking about? Plang grins playfully. I'm thinking about when you'll take a day off. Juan, curious, asks, why? What are you planning? Plang leans in close, her voice soft and teasing. I've been saving up. I want to take you out for a special dinner. Juan smirks. I'd like that, but I won't make it too easy for you. Plang brushes her nose against Juan's neck. What do I have to do to change your mind? She asks, her tone playful but serious. Juan tenses slightly. Can I ask you something? Of course, Plang replies. Have you ever wanted something so much, but you can't let yourself have it? Plang's heart races. Sometimes, I can't sleep because of us. Juan's expression softens. Then why don't we stop? Plang shakes her head. No, we can't. Juan half smiles. It's a good kind of torture, right? They laugh, but the air between them thickens with unspoken feelings. Juan hesitates before asking quietly, do you want to let go of this tension between us? Plang's thoughts race. They were friends. Crossing that line scared her. We're friends, she says, her voice shaky. Juan's face falls, and she turns away, mumbling, I'm going to sleep. Feeling guilty, Plang hugs her from behind. So, you're not going out with me? She asks softly, trying to lighten the mood. Juan sighs, no, I'm not in the mood. Plang, teasing, runs her fingers along Juan's arm. Are you sure about that? Juan lets out a small laugh. You're impossible, she whispers, turning back to face Plang. Plang, feeling bolder, says, let's go out. I just want to make you happy. You mean the world to me. Juan sighs, finally giving in. You're making it hard to say no. You know that? Plang smiles, kissing her softly on the cheek. Then don't say no. They hold each other in silence, the tension fading into something warm and comforting. Their bond deepens, without words needing to be said. Juan finally had the day off and was excited to spend it with Plang. They ended up at a stunning rooftop restaurant that Plang had chosen. This is beautiful, Juan exclaimed, eyes wide in awe. You always have great taste. This place looks expensive though. Let me help you with the bill. Plang smiled, shaking her head. I invited you, remember? You don't need to pay. You're way too excited. Haven't you been to a nice place before? I've been to many, Juan admitted, but I was never impressed by the people I was with. It wasn't hard to figure out who Juan meant. Plang's smile faltered slightly, knowing what was coming. Bracing herself, she cautiously said, don't be too harsh on E. Juan's face darkened. Why are you even bringing him up? He's your husband. It was over a long time ago. Juan cut her off, her tone cold. Let's not ruin this moment by talking about him. Plang's gaze softened. Juan, if you want to break up with him, you need to be clear. Clear? Juan scoffed. I've told him I want out. He's the one refusing to let go. The tension between them grew thicker as the conversation took a turn. Plang swallowed hard before saying, you're going to be even angrier with me. Juan frowned, eyes narrowing. What are you talking about? Before Plang could answer, Eek appeared, holding a large bouquet. Juan, he called out, voice filled with hope. Juan's face fell as she heard his voice, her eyes locking onto Plang with disbelief. You tricked me, Juan hissed, her voice cold and sharp. You brought me here to see him? Plang looked down, guilt flooding her. I just wanted you to finally clarify things. Fury flashed across Juan's face as she threw the flowers aside. For the last time, Eek, it's over. I don't know how much clearer I can be. I won't accept that, Eek said firmly. You don't have a choice. You cheated, Ek. You destroyed us. Juan's voice broke with anger. Plang tried to calm her with a touch, but Juan pulled away. Don't touch me. Ek's own anger flared. You never cared about me. You treated me like I was invisible. Even if I did, you'd still mean nothing to me now. The more you push, the more I hate you. Juan spat, grabbing a glass of water and splashing it in Ek's face. Leave me alone. Ek's face twisted in frustration. If you don't love me, why did you marry me? Juan's voice was cold as ice. I told you I'd give it a try, but I never promised to love you. It's wrong because I still love you, Ek muttered. That's your problem, Juan replied harshly. I've already found someone else. Who? Ek demanded, his voice desperate. Juan shot him a bitter smile. Why don't you ask the one who convinced me to marry you? Without another glance, Juan stormed out, leaving Ek standing there in disbelief. The silence between Juan and Plang stretched throughout the ride home. When they reached the condo, Plang finally spoke, her voice barely above a whisper. Juan, we need to talk. Juan spun around, her anger reigniting. I thought we agreed you wouldn't get involved in this anymore. I wasn't trying to help him, Plang defended. I just pity him. Pity him? Juan's voice rose. Who do you care about more, him or me, your friend? Plang sighed, realizing how futile it was to reason with Juan in this state. It's not about who I love more, Juan. I was just trying to fix things for both of us. Juan's temper flared again. This isn't your business. The words hit Plang like a slap. She stood frozen, unable to respond. Feeling the weight of her mistake, she began to walk away, only for Juan to grab her wrist. You have no right to be upset with me, Juan accused. Plang's voice was calm, but her heart ached. I'm not upset, Juan. I just need to go. As she tried to leave, Juan's grip tightened. Why are we fighting over other people when it's obvious who we should be fighting for? The tension between them boiled over as Juan pulled Plang into a tight embrace, burying her face in Plang's neck. I don't want to do this anymore, Juan whispered, her voice trembling. Plang sat down, conflicted. Am I just your affair? She asked softly. No, Juan answered firmly. An affair is when someone's sneaking around behind another person's back. There's nothing between Eek and me anymore. What makes me different? You and Ek aren't done yet. Her voice filled with pain. I wanted to see it for myself today, Juan. You need to be clear with him, or nothing will ever change. Suddenly, Juan leaned in, pressing her lips to Plang's in a kiss that stole the breath from both of them. Plang tried to resist, but found herself melting into Juan's touch. Plang said, No, Juan, we can't do this. Juan replied, but I want to, and she continued her kiss. Then Plang tried to resist. No, Juan, we can't do this. Juan responded, but I can. You just need to let go. Plang said, how can we let go? We both know what we're doing is wrong. Plang continued, if we keep going, we won't be able to go back. Juan looked at Plang and replied, if we can't go back, let's just keep going. She added, since I saw you again, I never thought about going back. They kissed. Plang wanted to reject her but couldn't control her feelings for Juan. Juan leaned over Plang and unbuttoned her shirt. Plang couldn't control herself anymore. Juan moved uncontrollably across Plang's body, but then Plang stopped and said, no, I can't do it. I don't want to be your affair. Juan replied, then stay still. I'll do it. Plang said, Juan, no. Don't be selfish. You know what I mean. I don't. Juan asked, do you remember your promise? Plang said, what promise? Juan answered, you told me that if I became a doctor, I could ask you for anything. Plang replied, why are you bringing that up now? Juan said, now I know what I want. Plang asked, what do you want? Juan said, I want you. Then she kissed Plang's lips. Plang couldn't resist any longer and started to let go of her thoughts. It was true, they were already more than friends. Thinking about morality was too late, but on the other hand, Plang was still conflicted about what she was doing. The word affair echoed in her mind, and then she stopped. Juan looked at Plang with confusion and anger. What is it? She asked. Plang said, I can't do this. Not like this. We're friends. Friends? Juan laughed sarcastically. We haven't been friends since we kissed a while ago. Plang replied, I think we should stop now. Stop? Juan asked, angry. We can't stop now. We've already gone too far. We just need to go a little further. Plang was taken aback by what Juan said. Her face turned red as if she were about to cry. She felt embarrassed for rejecting Juan. Why do I have to feel more than you? Why do I have to be the one to make this direct? Juan said with frustration. It's because you've never admitted that you like me too. Your actions show how much you love me, but you keep rejecting me. Juan added, I'm tired. Tears streamed down her face. Plang looked away, feeling torn. I admit that it's true, Plang said painfully. But I still have to stop. We have to stop. She added, it's not easy to be in love with another woman. Besides, you're my only friend. I can't afford to lose you now. I'm afraid. Juan said, I will never leave you. I only want you in my life. You're not an affair. We're not secretly dating. I'm single, and you're single. Plang replied, but you still have your husband. We're still having an affair. I can't bear it. She felt afraid. If she chose friendship, she had to stop at that moment. But if she wanted more, she had to accept being just an affair. Juan, heartbroken, starts crying after Plang's rejection. Juan is tired of chasing someone who isn't willing to try, so she walks upstairs, too upset to talk, and this time, Juan is seriously angry, so much so that she spends the night at the hospital instead of coming back to the condo. Meanwhile, Plang, stressed out, goes to drink at Ek's hotel, with Ek joining her for a drink. Ek looks at her with suspicion and surprise as to why she's sitting there drinking with him. Plang doesn't really want to answer Ek's questions, because she knows he's partly to blame for her and Juan's argument. So, she just claims she felt like drinking. Ek offers to buy her drinks in exchange for her telling him what's bothering her. Plang remains silent, but Ek can already guess they fought. He sees it in her behavior. Ek begins to tell a story about Juan from 13 years ago, starting from when Plang left Juan. Since then, Juan has never smiled or been happy, only crying and blaming her parents for kicking Plang out of the house. Juan searched for every possible way to bring Plang back home. Juan studied hard, and once she graduated and started earning money, she saved up to buy a guitar worth over $6,000 for Plang, waiting for her to return to play it. She also bought an electric piano for Plang to write favorite songs. Whenever Won had free time, she would go to restaurants with live folk music, hoping to see Plang there, to the point where she barely slept. Ek saw the letter Plang left behind when she left at 4 a.m. over 10 years ago. Won wakes up startled every day at 4 a.m. because that was the time Plang disappeared, and Won is afraid that if she wakes up later, Plang might disappear again, so she wakes up in fear every time. Ek knew that in the letter, Plang kissed Won goodbye before she left, and he felt intensely jealous reading it, but because it was her, he didn't dare feel envious. After hearing all of this, Plang becomes teary-eyed, her mind filled with memories of Won. Her heart races, and she feels the urge to find Won and hug her tightly, even though it's been so long. Plang also realizes that Ek feels used, believing that Won married him as a tool. Before agreeing to marry, Won asked Ek, "Do you think if we get married, Plang will come to our wedding?" Ek, not thinking much of it, responded, "She'll be there, of course. Her best friend is getting married." So, Won agreed to marry him, thinking Plang would come, but she never showed up. Hearing this, Plang abruptly leaves. Everything she learned today has caused a deep pain in her chest. She feels guilty for what happened with Won, knowing she hurt her deeply. Even after meeting, she rejected Won again. They love each other, but Plang didn't realize how deeply Won loved her. The 4 a.m. wake-ups were because of the scar Plang left, something that has haunted Won for 13 years. Then there was the wedding. A foolish idea Won agreed to just in hopes of seeing Plang again. Won tried to hold on to every detail about Plang, afraid of forgetting, while Plang was the one trying to forget out of fear of being hurt too much. Thinking this, Plang feels a crushing pain, realizing how much she has already hurt Won, both 13 years ago and in recent days. Then Plang went to the condo and she saw Won there, Plang trying to figure out how to apologize to Won. She's never been good at it, but she knows she has to do something. Plang tries to apologize, saying she misses Won. Though they haven't made up, Plang notices that Won has changed, becoming more stubborn. Won admits that time changes everything. Plang says she's scared that if she leaves, they will never meet again. Won responds, "Honestly, I've never changed. Then and now, I'm still the same. I still love you." Blushing, Plang confesses, "I've loved you since I can remember. You were my friend, my family, and I started feeling like you were my love when I was 17. Embarrassed, she continues, "When we showered together, your voice made my body feel strange. I had feelings for you, but I thought it was just hormones, something all teenagers go through. But it's weird that I never felt this way about anyone else. Only you, my best friend." As they grew older, every time they met, Won made her feel that way again, but because she was scared of losing their friendship, she played dumb, though in reality, she wanted to do so many things with Won. She often imagined what her hands could do on Won's body, what notes her fingers could produce from Won's body like a piano or guitar, and how she could make Won moan in the most satisfying way. Blushing deeply, Plang reveals these thoughts, feeling embarrassed. With Won still silent, Plang begins to panic. She didn't expect to say so much, but feels she has to make a move now. Though she's a bad person, she's not one to break a promise, so she takes this moment to say, "If it's not too late, and if you still love me." After a long pause, she finally says, "If you want me, I'm yours." When she said she wanted, Won then turned over to be on top, saying, "I hadn't gotten you yet." At 4 in the morning, "We have to remember this moment together." Plang stared with surprise, thinking Won was out of energy. Won leaned down and whispered, "The moment when you belong to me, our honeymoon." And then, they made love to the sound of music until morning. Since they started making love, Plang became obsessed with Won, so in love that they didn't want to be apart. Won felt the same way, so much so that they didn't want to go to work. Won teased saying, "I'll be thinking about you all day. Will you think of me?" Plang pretended to say she wouldn't before asking, "So if I ask you to be my lover, would your mood improve faster?" Won was shocked, thinking Plang was joking, but Plang said she were serious. "I've thought about this." Won then said, "Once you're my lover, you can't change your mind. No breakups allowed. Do you understand?" Plang affirmed clearly that even if they weren't lovers, they wouldn't consider breaking up anyway. Won was overcome with joy, hugging Plang tightly as tears streamed down her face. "I'll be your lover. I've always wanted this," she whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. Plang, now realizing that Won had loved her long before either of them understood their own feelings, smiled warmly as they agreed to finally be together. Won couldn't stop crying from happiness, feeling like love had transformed every part of her life into something beautiful. The two became inseparable, their bond so deep that being apart felt unbearable. Won was constantly thinking about Plang, her love so strong that she wanted to shout it from the rooftops, to show the world that Plang belonged to her. Every moment they spent together made Won fall deeper, until her love was an undeniable force, too powerful to be contained. On Won's birthday, Plang decided to make a special meal, but while chopping vegetables, she accidentally cut her finger. Frustrated, she threw the ruined food away and planned to go back to the market. Just as she was about to leave, Ek unexpectedly entered the room. Plang froze, unsure if he had pieced together why she took the day off to celebrate Won's birthday at midnight. Trying to cover her nerves, Plang lied, saying she felt unwell, which was why she wasn't at work. Ek eyed her with suspicion, pausing for a moment before holding out a gift meant for Won. However, he suddenly pulled it back, saying he'd give it to her personally, as gifts held more meaning when given by hand. Ek then smirked and asked, "So, what are you giving Won this year for her birthday?" Plang, still shaken, admitted she had tried to cook but gave up after cutting her finger. Ek's gaze shifted to her hand, noticing the bandage. "What happened to your finger?" he asked, to which Plang replied, "Oh, I accidentally cut it with a knife." Ek leaned in, his tone unsettling as he teased, "That's unfortunate. I bet you use your fingers a lot, don't you? With your finger hurt like this, what will you do if you can't make Won happy anymore?" Plang was taken aback by the strange remark. Sensing her discomfort, Ek quickly covered by saying, "I mean, with the piano, right? You make such beautiful music with your fingers. Did I say something wrong?" Flustered, Plang tried to brush it off. Once Ek left, she rushed to the market, buying pre-made food for Won's birthday dinner. She anxiously waited for Won to come home, and when she finally did, Plang was at the door, eager to celebrate. As Won ate, her eyes lit up upon spotting the birthday cake on the table. Overjoyed that Plang had remembered, Won jumped up and hugged her tightly, overcome with emotion. Plang confessed about the failed dinner and the injured finger, explaining that she had bought Won's favorite dishes instead. Won playfully teased her, "Oh, you must have been in so much pain. Your poor, beautiful fingers." Plang, her voice soft but teasing, asked, "Do you even realize what your fingers are capable of?" Won smirked and replied, "I can think of many things." Plang's eyes sparkled with mischief. "So, what will it be? Cake or me?" Won leaned in closer, her voice hushed. "We've come this far. Of course, I want you. But since it's my birthday, shouldn't it be extra special?" Plang, with a soft smile, said, "I'm your birthday gift. Ask for anything you desire." Won didn't need to be told twice, slowly undressing and beginning to seduce Plang right there on the dining table. Their passion was interrupted by the sound of the door bursting open. In an instant, they froze as Ek stood before them, a gun in his shaking hand, his face twisted with anger. Won quickly buttoned her shirt, pushing Plang behind her for protection. Ek's fury reached its peak as he threw a stack of photos into the air. The images fluttered down like leaves, showing moments of Won and Plang together, holding hands, laughing, even kissing outside their condo. "How could you do this to me?" Ek roared. Won, her voice steady, told Ek she had already broken up with him, but Ek wasn't having it, insisting that Won had betrayed him with Plang. Won tried to explain that her love for Plang existed long before she ever met Ek. She had always loved Plang, even before she knew she was capable of loving another woman. In fact, she had married Ek only in the hopes that Plang would come to the wedding, and everything would fall into place. Unable to hold back his rage, Ek pointed the gun at Won's forehead. "If you love each other so much," he spat, "I'll send you both to hell together." But Won wasn't afraid. She grabbed the barrel of the gun, locking eyes with him. "I'll go anywhere, as long as Plang is with me, even if it's hell." "Stop, Won!" Plang screamed, rushing to her side. Ek, seething, shifted the gun's aim to Plang. Won remained defiant, daring Ek to pull the trigger, certain he wouldn't have the courage. But Ek's voice dropped to a cold whisper, "You love each other, right? Fine. I'll make sure you regret it for the rest of your lives." With that, Ek turned the gun on himself and fired. Blood poured from his wound as he collapsed in front of them. Won, though shaken, kept her composure, ordering the now distraught Plang to call an ambulance. "He won't die," Won said firmly. "I won't let anyone ruin our love." Moments later, the ambulance arrived, rushing Ek to the hospital. What happens next? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and share. See you in the next clip. Thanks for watching.